Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I'm actually pretty stoked that we're actually at the Chaos Arcana. It felt like it was just taking forever to get through all of this. Not literally forever, of course. But you know what I mean. It was definitely something where time was being taken. And for good reason, going over all of the different, you know, abilities and everything that you get from using all of these different spells, there's a lot to get through, to be fair. Cecil agrees, he knows what's up. Alright, so what are we going to look at today? See, I know I said Null... You know what, let's just do it. Null Flash Agent, you're up next. And that's what it does. Now, in order to get a decent ability to even get the signature off, I'm going to need to pair it with things that build my signature meter particularly well, because, as you know, summons don't build the signature meter at all. In all fairness, as much as I like this spell as a signature, I would say that this is probably the worst Chaos Signature Arcana, just for the reason of it's so hard to charge it up. And part of what makes a good Signature Arcana is the idea that the spell that you're using is going to build up the signature meter. And with that being the case, you can oftentimes use the spell that you're trying to charge, and then hit the enemies with something else that will charge the spell, and then you get a second, stronger version of the spell. And you've seen me do that a lot. With Null Flash Agent, very hard to do. And it is not necessarily by fault of the spell itself, it's just that design principle that says that summon arcanas, like these and the Seekers, don't actually build up your signature gauge because it's technically not you attacking. Now, I would point out that that only goes for spells that count as summons, like they have a little scroll at the bottom there, because there are plenty of spells that summon something that don't have that. Like, see, you're summoning shields. You're not doing the damage there, but oh, I guess that counts. Or what about Stalwart Defenders? That summons horsies. Why does that... That's not me doing the damage. Why does that count? Like, at this point, I'm just being a pedantic bitch, but you get the idea. Like, why are we being so weird about what allows us to charge our signature meter, when in the long run, it's all arbitrary anyway? But we are going to go Twin Turbine, because it is one of the best signature meter chargers in the game. Hello, bird. I just got a flyby. I think we're just going to go Heavy Lightning, and then, that. As far as what we're going to use for our starting Arcana, Pop-Up Primer seems like the right idea because it gives us 3 guys instead of 2. The other obvious option to go with would be something that lowers cooldowns, because, let's be fair, what is this, like a fucking 15 second cooldown? That's ridiculous. And honestly, it's the 15-second cooldown along with... Okay, classic soundtrack. It's the 15-second cooldown along with the idea that these guys do not charge up your signature meter. That's what really makes it difficult for me to recommend this. So, what's to do about that? I think, well, first things first, we're gonna use the Venture Robe. That puts it down from a 15-second cooldown to a 13-second cooldown. That's already pretty big. But then the extra damage will just help boost our signature meter even more. And I think that's kind of what we're going to be going for. I don't even have to farm up the retro floor plan this time. Alright. The game knows that I'm doing my recording before work, so I don't have that much time to mess around. Alright. So since we are going to be talking mostly about how this spell pertains to regular usage, let's start with the idea that you are summoning extra entities onto the battlefield. Talking like I'm playing fucking Magic the Gathering now. Oh, hello. Extra money? Yes, please. I wish I could make extra money just by carrying around a book. Let's see, according to my journal, you owe me an extra $30. But as I was saying, some of the obvious benefits of having summons with you are the idea that they're just extra damage on top of what you're doing. And they distract enemy attention because it is an entirely another entity on the field that they have to pay attention to. Like, they have health and everything. They are... That's probably one of the best reasons to carry summons on your loadout in the first place, is that it is just another outlet to draw aggression away from you, which is why I'm comfortable using the Venture Rope for this. Now, obviously, because there are just so many enemies, and because they resist my damage types so much, that's why I wanted to choose this... Yeah, that's why I wanted to choose this biome first. Just to knock out the whole every enemy resists shock thing. Okay, so we definitely take that, and then we'll go talk to Dr. Song, donate the twin turbines. Ooh, it increased healing. I don't know how effective that's going to be with our current rope, but you know what? Not bad either. I think that's a good idea. So, you can see what the game plan is here. Summon the dudes to keep my enemies busy. Hit them with the twin turbines and the birds. Yes, that's right, I'm hitting them with you guys. And fortunately, the Null Flash agents are particularly aggressive, so it It just makes things all the easier for me. Okay, so we definitely want that. We definitely want that. Ooh. Definitely take that. Now, to make up for the long cooldowns, fortunately, the Null Flash agents stay on the field for a while, so it kind of works out. Like, I don't want to come off as being super negative. I just want to make sure that we all understand what the negative points of this spell are. Because, honestly, the idea of having summons on the field to help draw aggression away from you is such a strong point that it's hard to oversell it. And fortunately, big chunky boy Flash Agent really lays hard into your enemies. Like, it's hard to overstate the effect that having extra summons has on the battle. Owie, owie. Oh, pain! Oh, this ought to be easy. The other benefit of having this big boy as a signature is that he follows you around, albeit a bit intermittent. And you see how accurate he is. Dark Sage, I'm not sure that the Null Flash agents have gender. Maybe not, but is that really the important takeaway here? That seems like you're, just making some pedantic details. I think it's also worth pointing out that the Null Flash agents have a particularly strong effective range. Like, they do a really good job at lasering bitches down from afar. And you could say that that's also a benefit of the Line Shock agents, but the Null Flash agents do so with the Chaos element, and they attack more frequently than the Line Shock agents. Which is not to say that the Line Shock agents are bad, but there's one thing that the Line Shock agents aren't, and that's a signature arcana. You there, sir. You may upgrade my robe. And then, of course, there's the other benefit to having a big summon boy as your signature, and that is that it just adds. And I've already mentioned this a little bit earlier, but it just adds on to whatever DPS you're currently running with. It's basically just a separate entity that's there just to add to your damage and your combo count. As you can see, the idea that summons don't build up your signature gauge is not that big a deal if you set yourself up to be able to cast signatures reliably. Alright, well, I definitely want this. Perfect Storm. Whatever. We'll grab it. Alright. A present? Okay, so clearly this is designed to essentially work with basic Arcana spam. Not necessarily what I want for this build, but hey, not bad either. Go summon, buddy. Alright, I think that's about it, so we should be good to move on now. Alright, this is a beautiful run so far. I have nothing negative to say about this run at the moment. Which, you know, considering where we started off on this, it initially sounded like I was not going to have a lot of positive things to say about this run. Honestly, it's just so satisfying. And as you can clearly see, let's see, and this is Family Seal? Ooh. Okay, at this point, I probably don't need the extra gold anymore, so we'll grab this just to make casting signatures easier. That's a good, excited bird. Oh, hello. Alright, so we have a chance to run into Nox. Let's real quick go look and see what we got going on. And for those of you who are particularly eagle-eyed, you might have noticed another benefit of how this particular signature spell works. If you haven't noticed it, allow me to fill you in. When you signature cast this, the signature gauge just immediately drops. So instead of it being like some signatures where the... You don't need to use Nocturne. So unlike some longer-lasting signatures, This one, you can immediately start building up the signature gauge as soon as you cast it. Which means if you have a particularly strong ability to charge up signature casts, you can have multiple like signature null flash agents on the field at one time. You know, like that. And because the casting animation isn't really that long for this, it's not too difficult to just throw that out there while you're getting your work done. Because you're not being held still very much while you're using this. So, I will be honest, when I chose to do this one, I was fully prepared to put it in kind of like essentially a C rank just for the idea that summons don't build up your signature gauge. But there are just too many positives to it that it very much outweighs the negatives. Oh, hello. We've got things that we want. Honestly, I think I'm okay. As much as I like the watercolor palette, I don't think I need it. That damage is juicy. Juicy like a well-prepared steak. Keep in mind, I said well-prepared, not well done. Alright, doing great so far. Beautifully done. God, I love these guys. And yes, obviously things get a little chaotic. But I don't see that as being a bad thing. Oh my goodness. That was quick. Owie. And there you go. Alright, so like I was saying earlier, I was fully prepared to think of this as kind of like a C tier Arcana. But you know, you set yourself up properly to get signature casts off, and this thing cooks. Like, really, really hard. So, yeah. Despite what I was saying earlier in the run, where I was like, it's probably not going to be that good because summons don't charge your signature gauge. You know, compensate for that, and you've got yourself one hell of a spell here. Very, very good. Highly recommend. Definitely give this one a try. It's definitely performed way better than I thought it would. So, there you go. That's what you get for judging a book by its cover. So, yep, that's right, birds. That's right. You don't judge things by their cover. Judge not by the color of its skin, but by the content of its character. And there's your Martin Luther King Jr. quote for the day. Hopefully you all understand what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, that is it for today. So thank you very much for coming and spending some of your free time here with me today. I very much appreciate it. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and take care, everybody.